So, test, we have sound. Looks like we have shot, a little shot. Yes, we have shot. And I was cleaning my glasses. I'm back to the high definition world again. How is everyone doing? Welcome, everyone. So, good evening, good afternoon, good day, good night, good morning, good whatever. How are you guys doing? Just putting this thing around. I need to throw away this bag. So, how is everyone doing? Welcome, everyone. Let me put the camera a little bit higher. Something like that. Yeah, that's better. So, yeah. How's everyone? Hey, questionable choices. How are you, my friend? Welcome. Hey, Simone. Welcome, my friend. How are you? I hope you're better. Jesus. Okay, so today, Jesus, I really need to know what happened to you, my friend. So today we're gonna have a different kind of stream. So I'm not sponsored by, well, I'm sponsored usually by Lab 4450. They help me on my builds and stuff, but other than that, I don't have any sponsors. So everything in here I'm gonna show, it's bought with my own money, and I'm just sharing, not to make any publicity, but because they are affordable and nice and cheap and good enough for our type of working. So yeah, I'm just sharing my experience with you guys, not because anyone give me anything or whatever. I bought everything, as I said, with my own money. And yeah, because people sometimes ask me what should I buy about this, about the cheap microscope, about soldering iron, about whatever. And yeah, so that's what we gonna go in today. So it's not all tools, there's a few other stuff I bought to try out and whatsoever, and for maybe future projects. Some stuff I buy because, hey Joseph, how are you, my friend? Some stuff I buy because of the price, and I know I'm gonna need it one time or another. Probably they'll be on the shelf for months until something came up, and yeah, that's exactly the project I want, and I have the right... Hey, another CG, how are you, my friend? And yeah, there I have the right thing just in there on the shelf to put on this project and whatsoever. I am like that. Sometimes I buy stuff because, yeah, I know I'm gonna need that sometime. Especially tools. I have tools that been maybe years until I used them the first time, but I knew sometime I would need it. But yeah. So yeah, let's go to it. Hey Trurex, how are you, my friend? That Micron is printing well already? Okay, let me push in the camera and turn it on, actually. Let's check how is the top camera. Okay, it's a little... I need to push it a little this way. Ah, fuck. Yeah, like that. It's fine. Okay, so what do we have? We have this thingy. I never used it, but I know it's cool. I know what it looks like, but we'll get into that. So we have some carbon rods. We'll get into that later as well. We have some socket wrenches. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so let me check the angle on this thingy. It's good. Can be better. So first things first. Have you guys seen one of these? These things are awesome. So I bought a Kraken main board. This thing is huge. I'm not sure on what build I'm gonna use it, but I'm gonna use it for sure on something fast. Yeah, that's a beautiful board. Yeah, it's massive. So 48 volt capable drivers, 2160s I believe. Proper capacitors on the outputs for the main motors. 80 volt rated. Yeah, proper nice. So I assume this should be the 5 and 3.3 rails. The 5 volt and 3.3, whatever, big coils. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember you had one on the Trident, yeah. I remember you speaking about that. Yeah, I'm gonna make a new printer. I'm probably gonna design my own printer, so that will be into that. I'm gonna go for speed on that one. So gonna be high rigidity, all-wheel drive, and yeah, exactly. That's what I'm hoping for. Going with high voltage motors and high speed, something like that. We'll see. No, I'm not gonna go big this time. This time I'm gonna go maybe 300 millimeter stops. I think 300 it's a good size. And I'm gonna go for fast. So I'm gonna put this aside. Steel frame? Oh. No, but probably something like 30... yeah, the black duck. It has a black... yeah, it's downstairs when I first opened it. Most likely I'm gonna go with something like 30-30 frame. But not steel. I need to move the thing around. So, what else? So here, those on my Discord know that I mentioned this. So this is a Revo clone, and to be honest, this thing looks good. I haven't tried it. So this thing costs like 30 bucks. And it's a Revo clone, and there's nothing else to say about it. It uses the same nozzles as Revo. It has a 40 watt heater. I checked. So it looks very decent, very well machined. The springy clicks into place like the original. Like that, see, it clicks into place so it doesn't fall around. The tolerance on the heater, it's pretty spot on. I don't feel, well, I feel maybe a couple of cents, like a tau gap or clearance. No, I don't have an opinion because I haven't tested. I knew about those types of sensors, and I haven't watched. I know Steve made a stream about it, but I haven't watched it yet. I haven't had the time. I knew about those kind of sensors. I didn't knew they were anyway capable of the precision we need. But I don't know. Maybe it's a thing. I don't know how will be performed because of the noise and the vibrations on the machine. I don't know. Hey, Beanie. I don't know. I haven't tested, so I can't have an opinion on something I haven't tested. It's from E3D. They know their stuff. So if they say it works, I assume it works. Usually they come out with good stuff. Except this mount, this groove mount. That was the worst idea they have, but they fixed it. So yeah, maybe if someone from E3D is watching this, maybe they want to send me a sample so I can test it and I make a review on it. But yeah, I don't know. I would like to try. I always like to try new stuff. So yeah, so this thing looks legit. We are talking about $30 on this thingy. I can share the link. We can take a look. What do I want? This one. Yeah, this one, but this one. Okay, so I need to check on my personal account. Where is it? It's here. Okay, so this is the thingy I bought. Oh, it's actually cheaper now. Okay, this is the first order because I'm not logged in. Oh, let me put this thingy in English. Well, I guess let me check how much I paid. So, where is it? So yeah, I paid exactly $30 for the thingy. Yeah. So I need to try it. I haven't tested it. I tested the heater to check the power and it's 40 watt. So I tested on the power supply to check how much current it would draw, sorry. And yeah, it looks good. Comes with a 0.4 nozzle. Comes with where is top camera? Yeah, nice. First roll, it's a good milestone. Now many more to come. So it comes with 2.5 millimeter screws to hold it in case you want. Well, almost everyone wants to remove this top thingy. It's 40 watt. So you remove these two top screws, and you have the bottom. So you basically remove that, and you have the 4 screw mount on top. Yeah, I was hoping they made the 60 watt Chinese heater, but no, they actually proper clone it. It's a 40 watt heater. The nozzle looks good. I'm not sure about the performance, but it looks good. Maybe I'll assemble one head and we can test it, but not today. For ASA, yeah, sure. Yeah, it's the normal flow. I believe it's the normal flow. I don't really know the difference, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a normal flow because it's like the one I have. The original, I have one of these originals, and it's the normal flow. It's like this one. It comes with extension wires, quite rigid though, not soft. Okay, so that's, let me grab a marker so I can write on the side. Otherwise, because it's the exact same box as my V6s. See the top of the tip. Oh, I know. It's that one that makes like a bubble on it, right? So the filament flow around it, right? To have more surface instead of the CHT that has the 3 holes. That one, it's like a bubble. Yeah, I remember now. No, it's one part. So it's the regular one. Okay, I saw the design of the of that, but I didn't knew that was the Revo iFlow. So let me put Revo on the front here, so I know. So what else? So here we have those 5-inch screens that I mentioned on Discord. So these were like $19 each, which is super cheap for a 5-inch screen. It's a normal screen. They work well. I tried both actually on my Pi 5, and yeah, they work just fine. What happened, Beanie? So yeah, just normal screens. just a good price. And we are always getting printers, so I bought 2 of them because it was like 2 for the cost of 1 usually. So yeah, I bought 2. So 5-inch screen. Oh, really? I need to check that out. Send me the link. Let's check that out. Is it like the Milo or... Or is it like the Cascade? Okay, let's take a look. On stream shot. Well, yeah, can be here. Why is my YouTube making noise? Let me close it. Brave. Well, if you ask me, this thing looks like a copy of Milo. To be honest, I think I like Milo more. Oh, why not? Okay, wait, sorry. Sorry. I'm gonna share the screen. Let me move this guy around. Yeah, should be fine. I'm sorry. €500, so it's a bit cheaper than Milo, but it has no spindle. Let's see. Okay, that's, yeah, 234. $80mm, yeah. Why is my... Okay, someone sent something. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Kit contents. Let's see the electronics. Okay, so basically it's something like a Kraken. Because it has... Well, that's something. I'm not a big fan. I'm not sure what the So they use 2160s and they go with a power supply of 21 on 24 volt. Okay, never mind. Yeah, one wang VFD. Give me a second. My phone. I don't care. I can't take it up right now. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. 40 series. It really looks like a Milo to me, to be honest. What's the work area on this thingy? Optional machine enclosure, yeah, of course. Okay, so MGN 15, yeah, of course, it's the same. TR8, same mistakes. So 1000, 1000, 1000, yeah, these guys don't learn. I'm Portuguese, but to be honest, this is a clone of Milo, if you ask me. It's cooler because it already comes with all metal plates, but even if you build Milo with plastic parts, the first thing you should do it's with more Z. Well, more Z, it's the easiest thing to mod anyway. Let's see Milo. Oh shit. Meal. Yeah, they changed the Z, but I like this Z is more rigid. To be honest, these well, it has more clearance. Yeah, because the Z it's the easiest thing to modify. It's just more taller column, but a taller column comes with less rigidity. Do they have okay, they have a documentation. Yeah, Z clearance. It has more clearance because they made it the Z axis is different, but it's worse in my opinion. It's less rigid this way because you are moving this part all up and down and just holding on that, and while the other one it's different. It's a different design. I think it's better the other way. The way I would do the way the Milo did it, because it's more rigid. Yeah, that's my opinion. Well, it will cut metal, it will cut aluminum just fine, but yeah. I don't know. I would like to test it, but I think I like the design from Milo better. What's that? Fuck off. Yeah, go away. Oh, it's probably the homing sensors. Well, now it's in beta, because when it goes to full price, it will be... Anyway, without seeing the spindle, even they say it's 80mm G penny 2.2 kilowatt spindle and Yan or 1 Yan VFD. I don't get it. I don't understand. Why do they insist in 8mm LED on the especially on 8mm 8mm LED screws? It's stupid. Which one is Milo? I believe Milo. Where can I see the bomb of this thingy? It doesn't really, the box on the back doesn't really matter. Actually, it would help because you have all the weight of the spindle on the front, so it would actually help having the box on the back. I'm not sure if it's wise in terms of placement. I would keep it away from the machine if it was me. But okay. Where do we have the documentation? Yeah, let's go to the okay. Sourcing guide. Why not? So let me check. On the I could swear they were 10mm. So I assume those are the from Milo. I thought they were 10 millimeters. Where did you found that? Oh, it's lower in motion. Basement mode, what the fuck? Oh, okay, this goes, okay, I see, I see. Expander, mellow fly model, meanwhile, so this is the power supply. Fasteners, MISC electronics, MISC panels, frame. Fuck off. Long John tool setter. Well, either I'm blind here. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I see. So this is just the enclosure. Okay. Thank you. I was on the wrong... Okay. Motion, Milo stainless steel, very kit. On him. Fasteners, frame, electronics, motion. Okay. So MGN 15 as usual. Yeah, TR. So this is, yeah, this is a stupid, really stupid idea of them of doing TR-8. I could swear it was TR-10, but TR-8 as well. But and the guys from Ratrig just copied that. Yeah, I don't know. I would go, I think I would go for Milo still. Just doing this without looking through it. It has the bellows, but the bellows, it's the cheapest thing. Doesn't really matter. And I don't know. Maybe I'll send Ratrig guys an email from my experience in CNC, if they are willing to supply a kit for test and review, so I can give my thoughts about it. But oh, it says extra on why. Extra work area at this size, I don't know, I don't think it's a plus thing. If you want a CNC to be proper made, you can scale it. It's not a 3D printer, you just make it bigger. No, if you make something bigger, you need to make it stiffer as well. So it's just not make it longer, and that's all fine, and longer belts and whatever. 160 and a mile. Hey, no. Yeah, but oh, you mean Milo? It's bigger. Yeah, because Milo it's wider. The base, that's the thing about Milo. Milo it's wider. The base is wider, and that's better. Where do we have the specs on the home? Let's see home. Okay. Yeah. So the standard is 340, 160, and 16Z, which is plenty, to be honest. This is a milling machine. It's not whatsoever. Yeah, we are. I'm good. I'm good, no. So Beanie said Rhetoric released the beta for their CNC mill. Let me zoom out this thingy. And we were taking a look. And yeah, it is what it is. Where do we have pictures? Here. Well, even though Milo is wider, but the base where it supports, it's not that wider. But it has a bigger frame anyway. It has a lot of printed parts, but yes, after you have the machine running, you should be able to machine your own alloy parts. And it's not that they are structural parts anyway, so they should last a long time, to be honest. You're finally on vacation. You are always on vacations. So yeah, if it was me buying, if I had to spend my money on one of the two, I think I would still go for Milo with some changes. But I would need to observe more. I really don't like this design of the Z. I don't really, I don't even like the design of the X on both machines though. So, but yeah, but definitely, I would go for Milo. Yeah, I think I would go. It wouldn't be mods. I would change some of the build options, not options. Well, so they made some decisions that I don't agree on. Let's do it like, let's say it like that. For instance, the first thing is using TR8 by 8 lead screws. So oops, sorry, not this one, this one. So I went from this since the day I heard about Milo. Let me grab something. So first, what does TR8 by 8 means? So TR8 by 8 means you have an 8mm rod, and I have one here, but I don't have the second one. So give me a minute. I'll go downstairs to grab something. Give me just a minute. No, I'm sorry. I don't have them. Yeah, my camera is shaking. It has hiccups. It didn't like when it fall out. Okay, so let me try to explain it. I don't have it. I thought I had. So this is TR4 by 4, or TR8 by 4. So that means one revolution of, actually, I think it's by 4. Yeah, it's by 4. So that means one revolution of the shaft is it's 4 millimeters, right? So we have actually this is 2. This is 2. So one revolution of the nut or the shaft or whatever will move the nut 2 millimeters. If it's by 8, it will move 8 millimeters. What that means? That means you'll move faster. but that means also you will have less torque. And on a milling machine, you have plenty of forces acting on. And like this, with a 2mm pitch, which is what it means, it's not even the less torque. It's not that's not what concerns me. It is, but it isn't. The problem is, if I push it, if I go and push this thing, the nut in here, you see, you don't transmit any of the forces towards, well, you transmit some, but not many, for the rotation of the shaft, right? So if you have something, so this nut is holding, let's say, the x-axis, the table, to move on the x-axis. If you are pushing the piece towards the mill to cut it, you're gonna have forces, right? You're gonna push against the mill, and the mill will push back against the piece that you're cutting, right? So with an 8mm, I would love to have an 8mm here, but pretty much with an 8mm, if you put it like that, this is a preload nut, but this is not. This is a simple nut with no backlash. It's not. It's a simple nut, not anti-back. This one is anti-backlash nut, and this is not. If you put this thingy like that on a TR8x8, the nut will fall. What that means? That means if you push something against the nut, well, if the nut will fall with its own weight, or if it doesn't, you just need to push it a little bit and it will spin all the way. So it means it will transmit the forces towards the motor. And you don't want that. You want, if the motor is holding, you want it to be holding, you don't want forces to be transmitted to the motor in order to make it move. So I think it's a huge mistake using on such a small machine with such a tiny lead screw, like diameter wise, with so much pitch. I would use a 2mm lead screw instead, or even a 4, at maximum a 4, so a TR8x4 instead of a TR8x8. Now that's my opinion, and because it would be fine if you would go larger, because what means if you go larger, I mean in diameter, if you go larger, if your threads are like in this angle on 8mm, on a TR8 it's going to be something like this in angle. So the thread's going to be like this. A TR4 would be like this, and the 3, that's even another, that's probably the step I would go with, ball screws. I don't know, I would need to check the CAD, but probably I would go with 12mm ball screws, 12mm by 4, so 4mm pitch, instead of the lead screws. Ball screws are way better. Exactly. So if you have a V0, the pitch on the lead screw, it's 8mm. If you put your finger on top of the bed, it will whoop right there. And probably it has one of these nuts, a preload nut. These things are good, and they are make some how do you call it? Fuck. Make it stiffer. Ah, shit, I'm missing the word. Friction. It will make friction. Instead of this one. This one is free, but it has backlash on it. So, and as I was saying, if you go 8 millimeter, an 8 millimeter by 8 millimeter pitch, it's going to be like that. If it's going an 8 millimeter by 4 millimeter, it's going to be like this, and it's going to be yeah, exactly. And if you're going with 2 millimeter, it's going to be like this. So that's the angle of the threads, right? If you go wider, even if you have an 8 millimeter rod, it's going to be like this. But if you go 10 millimeter, but with the same 8 millimeter pitch, it's going to be like this. You see, because you are enlarging the diameter, and you have the same pitch, so the threads will go from this to this. So if you would go with a 12 millimeter rod in diameter by 8 millimeter pitch, it would be much stiffer than an 8 millimeter rod with an 8 millimeter pitch. I'm not sure if I'm making myself clear, but yeah, that's what's happening. And you are going with extremely low diameter with extremely high pitch, so you're gonna have pretty much 45 degrees, a 45 degree lead or thread on it. If you have 45 degrees, it means you transfer so much force to towards the movement you want to make as you're gonna receive as much force from the other side, because it has no brakes on it. So I believe it's a huge, probably, it's a huge mistake in my opinion, and I told this to the guy that designed Milo. It's a huge mistake to put these lead screws on that machine, in my opinion. I wouldn't do it. I won't advise to do it. And I have experience. I built 3 CNC machines already. So I have my experience on it. And the first one I made, yes, you just need, at least if you just want a simple swap, you can just throw away the cost is the same. You can, if you go check on AliExpress, if you go buy a TR8 by 8 or a TR8 by 2, the price is the same. You just need to change this thingy, the lead screw and the nuts. That's it. It's the same price. The only thing you're gonna get, it's a slower machine on rapids, because let's be honest, because with the same rotation you're gonna have half the movement. How could you deal with that? Higher voltage power supply, higher voltage drivers, and you could move the machine faster with twice the torque. Now, other thing, why do they use... Let me just grab a couple more stuff. Why would they use these kind of drivers when So why do they use that kind of drivers? Why do they use these kind of drivers on the machine when you can buy one of these, which is a lot beefier and can handle a lot more voltage, than this, and probably even cheaper. Yes, it takes more space. Yes, it makes the electronics a bit more complicated instead of you just putting this thingy on a board, and this one you need to actually plug some wires on it. I don't know. And then you could put a bigger power supply, more higher voltage one, without any problems. I don't know. And you can plug this thingy to the same motherboard and you plug this one. You just need to put wires instead of the pins. No biggie. If you're going to build a CNC machine, you better do wiring. You better know how to do wiring anyways. So yeah, there's a few, and still about the I designed a VMC already, so yeah, I could go with a desktop mini mill, but I don't know. I could easily do that. I'm not sure if you guys... I know the... Okay, yeah, so... Anyway, but I could easily... Actually, I designed one at one point that I intended to do... It's not actually a desktop mini mill, but it's mini enough, because I wanted to do it before I went from my router to my big CNC machine, and using stuff I had laying around. So like these drivers, for instance, and some NEMA steppers that I have done there for these drivers. But yeah, I went to the big stuff instead, so... And there are some simple, like, why not using ball screws? Like Beanie said, cheap 12, let's check, let's fact this. So if you go here on my favorite web store, AliExpress, okay, so this is my account, doesn't really matter. So if we go a 1204 ball screw, let's see how much it costs the 1204, the ball screw, because don't get it wrong, the worst ball screw you can get, it's better than any of these cheap ones, even some good ones, so don't get me wrong. I'm not sure if it's... I'm sure it's easy enough to assemble, but okay, let's go with 650. So it costs $50. 651. 550. Jesus. Okay, that's quite a big of a step. So this one, it's supposed to be the bigger one on X. It's supposed to be 550, but I believe if you want the same travels, you will need to go a little bigger on the ball screw to get the same, because the nut is bigger. I would need to check the CAD, but let's say it's the same. So it's $20, 550, and I'm not sure why the 6. Probably it's because of the size and shipping. But even let's say if it's this one, let's say if it's this one, how much it costs lead screw? Let me go again. Okay, so LED room TR8 550. Millimeters maybe? Didn't like. Okay, so it cost 15 roughly $15. I didn't. Okay, this one costs $50. Let's call it $50. So yeah, and if we go for the smaller ones, I believe this one should be nice for Z. It costs $15. It's pretty much the same of this one. So this one could cost $5. So let's say it's a price difference of okay, let's say $50. If you are spending $1,500 on a freaking CNC machine, wouldn't you spend 1,550 more to no, they could use everywhere. They say it's because of the cost, but the cost difference on the overall machine, it's not that much. It's about $50 difference, maybe 60, or maybe even if it was $100, it would be so much better. No fancy. I don't know if you guys saw the way they did for the anti-backlash. It's way more precise. It's way the worse 1204 ball screw will be better than the best lead screws. Exactly. They got no balls for it. Let's call it. It's exactly like that. Another CG. They got no balls for it. But yeah, so if I actually would like to build a Milo, and hopefully I'll be able one day. I don't need it. That's the problem for me. I can't justify spending like $1,500 bucks or $1,600 on a machine that I don't need. It's not like, because I have better machines that do exactly the same job but better. So, but I would like to make one just to explain people why they shouldn't build it from the spec. I have no problems with that, Beanie. As long as you're willing to, like, spend the weekends or something like that, and we build it on a series, I wouldn't mind at all. But we would need to get together first, or even on like Discord, teleconference or something like that, and change the CAD. Because I wouldn't let you build the spec machine, because it's a mistake in my opinion. But yeah, I would be down for that. No problems. And some other stuff like filling every hole that thing has. I believe, let me open, I believe I have the CAD on my Fusion. Let me open my Fusion. Keep in mind, I send... Yeah, it would be a long build, but sure, why not? I would be down to it. We would make them count, the weekends. Oh, okay, no, that's not what I want. It's not what I want. Where is my mouse? It's here. Now the brass on stainless, it will last a long time, but it's not nearly as much as the ball screws. Not nearly. Not even comparable. Because they will adjust the way they made the two nuts with, I believe it's with springs, I'm not sure. I would need to check. Well, I'm actually gonna check. I'm just powering up TeamViewer because I use my downstairs computer for CAD because this laptop, it's not. Okay, let me open Fusion. Yes, but I know it has something pushing them one against the other, so they will wear, but they will comfy in, and if they don't use springs, they surely should. Okay. Well, we'll take a look in a minute. Let me do one thing. Let me do this. So I can open here. Okay. Where is... Okay, not in here. Okay, let me share Fusion. Okay, there we go. Let me close this guy. Milo, yeah, I have it here. It's probably not the newest version of it, but will do the job. We are just doing some inspection. So yeah, someone already did the ball screw upgrade. Yeah, so this one was added on May, so yeah, we are a couple of versions out. So I would fill everything here. They called me nuts, but whatever. I would fill everything of this with epoxy. Especially on these joints, it would be so much better filling these with epoxy. I would fill everything here. All these holes filled with epoxy and sand. I would probably even make a channel in here. So and I would fill also this part in here with epoxy. Just leave the channel for the shaft or the rod or the ball screw or the lead screw or whatever you use. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't. All these parts wouldn't be needed because I would also fill this thingy with epoxy and make a proper solid joint instead of using this plastic. Same on that side, of course. So let's check what Nuno was saying about the nuts. Oh, okay, yes. So you're right. Oops. Let's go to the other side. I would definitely use all the screws in the rail, not just one here, another there. No, all of them. So in between these, there's nothing. V. Oh. Yeah, that's not ideal. And even here on the design, they actually made it a proper ball screw, and they are using the wrong one. So yeah. So in the CAD they show a proper ball screw, a lead screw, sorry, not ball screw, and they actually, so this is probably a 2mm pitch, which is fine, and they actually use a TR8 by 8, but never mind. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would be, there's so much space in here, so it would be very easy to mount a ball screw on this thingy. It would be extremely easy to adapt a ball screw on this thingy. So this is where all the strength is made here, which I don't think is a good thing. I think it should be on the motor side, but that's just a little more efficient if it was in here. And this is another stuff that's way worse on the lead screw. So this let's call it this assembly. This is where all the force of the axis is made. So these are not proper, well, let's be honest, on those $50 ball screws, they won't be also proper bearings. But actually, let me check something. Where is it? Where do I want to check it? I want to check it in here. So in here. Okay, I search on the other browser. 1204 ball screw. Okay, let's check this thing in here, because this is a full set. So this is a full set with the top, the bearing blocks at the beginning, at the end, with the copper, everything. So this is everything you need for the ball screw. So it costs, let's make it a 600. So it costs $60. The full kit costs $60. Which is funny, to be honest, because a good bearing inside of that block will cost that value, and it has two in there. So with this assembly, or these all these parts, that part, it's gonna make all the force. Or it's not gonna make, because what will make the force, it's the motor, but that part, that block in there, it's going to make all the, it's going to handle all the forces on the axis. So that block, it's equivalent to, no, it's not the thrust bearing, actually. It's two, how is it called? Two angle bearings. It's not angle bearings. I know they are expensive as fuck. But so usually the axial or radial. So the radial bearing, no, it's not tapered either. So let me see how it's called. It's I know the 7000 series bearing. So it's an angular contact bearing. That's it. That's the name. It's an angular contact bearing. So these bearings are made to work in pairs. It's kind of like a tapered bearing, but not the same. So where is the fucking picture of these thingies? Of the cross side? Probably this one should show. Yeah, here he is. So you guys see, let me see if I can make this bigger. Well, I can, like this. So a regular bearing, it has both sides. It's called a deep groove bearing. It has both sides, both the outside race and the inside race, like this. And these special ones, these are angular contact bearings. You see it has a bigger wall on this side of this side. So this means that this bearing it's make to the inside race to hold the forces to that side. Usually we use these ones in pairs. So one facing the other way, so one inverted of the other, so it can handle side from this side and that side. If you mirror that one to this side, so you're gonna get, when you get forces coming from the left to the right, this bearing will hold the forces, and when you have forces from the right to the left, this bearing hold those forces. So inside of that block, there, that's called a BK, I believe a BK10. There's two of those. Usually there are two of those bearings, angle bearings. Probably these cheap ones have just regular bearings, but let's be honest, they will work just fine for a long time. And this one, it's a floating block. So this one, it's only there to secure the far end of the shaft of the ball screw, so it doesn't wobble when the nut it's all the other way. And it's actually it's called floating because that bearing can move back and forward in there with the thermal extension of the ball screw. So if the ball screw extends, actually that bearing allows the ball screw to extend and retract as it wants with the temperature. It's not over constraining the ball screw. So it's just so it doesn't wobble when the ball nut it's all the way on the other side. So it doesn't handle any forces. It's just there to grab. Hey, don't move out of this area, and you go straight. So yeah, and you can see the ball screw is machined on both ends, and the machining it's including on the price, which is perfect. So when you see it has a thread in here, so it will secure so this is the assembly, basically everything. And you see there's a nut there, so the ball screw will be attached to that block which has the two bearings inside, and will be tightened with that nut, and that nut will have some set screws breaking, preventing so the nut doesn't come loose. And so yeah, this thing will properly hold the motor. It will be down there or back there, and will prevent everything from moving around. And you can see in the CAD, where is it? Here. So here basically it's two rings which don't have threads, Well, ideally they would have threads, but not these ones. They will just get in there and, well, at least I believe they don't. They should have, but I honestly don't think they will. See, they are smooth. No threads there. And it will rely on these two set screws. Hopefully, the kit will come with those, with a ring which is slitted or slotted or cut down, and it has like a bracket, a screw, instead of a set screw pinching on the threads, it will be like a bracket and actually brace the lead screw with something like this. See? So this is a block, a coupler block. So it's slotted in here, so you can attach the shaft in there, and then there's a screw that will grab all around the shaft. So this will work much better. But anyway, it's not ideal, because you always need to clamp it first like that and attach it and pray everywhere, go to the church every Sunday and pray that this thing don't come loose, because if this thing comes loose and there's backlash in there and there's some clearance, allows movement, and you'll have backlash as a motherfucker on that axis. So yeah, I say if you're planning on building a Milo, you should go and spend some extra bucks and get a proper ball screws in it. And yeah, that's it. And we went way off topic with all of this. I like to talk about this stuff because I understand this stuff. I work with this stuff every day. I built 3 machines already, so I know what I'm saying. And no, I'm not being cocky at all. I know what I'm saying. So, and I disagree with some decisions they made on basically both the Milo and the rat rig CNC. Oops, not this one, top camera. Anyway, so enough of my exactly. So even 8x4, I believe it would be fine if you don't want to drop as much in rapids. But yeah, basically, if you don't, because that, well, let's be honest, that machine, it won't be a production machine, so it doesn't really matter if it saves 5 minutes on making a part that will take 1 hour to machine. Instead of needing 55 minutes, it's going to take an hour because of the slower rapids. I don't think there's even a little bit of reason on that. So yeah, epoxy granite. It doesn't need to be granite, just epoxy with sand, just some mineral on it, and you should be golden everywhere. And I also said that, and they complained to me, oh, but then there's too much mess on the S-axis, because they actually recommend, I believe, on the Z column to fill it with epoxy granite. And I said, well, why don't you, if you're gonna fill the Z axis, why don't you fill the old thingy? Oh no, because you're gonna increase the mass and the inertia from movements. Well, make it move slower, because on a CNC machine, the more heavy it is, the better it will perform. I guarantee you. The more mass the CNC machine has, better it will be. I've never seen a machine getting worse because it had too much mass on it. CNC machine at least. 3D printer, it's it's the other way around because it doesn't deal with forces. So, but the CNC machines, CNC mills, why did the old mills, the classic Bridgeports, and that's a bunch of cast iron poured together? Because they are heavy and that's why they are good. But yeah, I'm just a crazy Portuguese motherfucker that doesn't know what he's saying, so you guys shouldn't listen too much of what I'm saying. Hey, AAA, how are you, my friend? Anyway, moving on. We rented a lot. I'm fine. So, what more? So I bought a bunch of these sockets because... Nah, the scope is gonna be for last. I want to make some of these... I don't know if you guys know these torque wrenches. So basically this is a printed piece which has a couple of metal pieces in here, and it's a torque wrench to tighten your nozzles, which I like it very much. This was one of the first things I printed on my machines, and I was talking with a friend, actually I think he's here, Daniel. Daniel? No, it's not Daniel. It was Luis, I believe. I don't know its real... I don't remember its real name. So yeah, I bought a bunch of stuff to make a few more, like socket wrenches, the adapter, the 1/4 inch X to square adapter, and some socket wrenches, longer nozzles. So these are 4 millimeters for the bamboo type. The bamboo type nozzles, and there are some 7 millimeters as well. So I'm gonna make a bunch of them. That's why these are here. And I also bought these if some of you have a bamboo or a bamboo type nozzle. So I bought these little wrenches, which I actually haven't tested yet. But basically what they do, I have one of these bamboo clones in here. Hey Nadir, how are you, my friend? So basically the idea of this one is to fit... Oh, actually it fits. So it's to fit in here like this, in order to, and they are really slim, in order to hold the hot end while we put in or take out the nozzle. That's the idea, at least. Yeah, that's usually what people use. So yeah, I saw these ones on AliExpress, and they were pretty cheap, like $3, and they were actually a set from 3 to 7. So it's 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters, 4.5, 5, and this one it's 5.5 and 7. So yeah, and they are slim, so they can fit to the front of the of the hot end and just grab it to the to disassemble the nozzle. So yeah, these ones we can check. Where's Brave? So I put in something like wrench, I believe. RC. I believe I searched for RC wrench. Yes, so it's these ones. So they cost like $3. $3. See, you can get them in blue, red, or black. I'm gonna copy the link. I'm gonna put it on my Discord on the tools channel. If someone needs it. Okay, that's it. So I bought these thingies as well. So these were on Temu actually. So this was my first time buying on Temu. And so far it's kind of a hit and miss. But anyway, let's go on. So this is a sheep grabber, so it has these little claws that to be honest, I only bought this. I found these, I intended to test them a while ago, but I needed to make some, so in order to use some coupons from Temu, which everyone wins when they get in. So you need to spend like a certain amount to get another amount of discount, and to be honest, I even bought two of them, a blue and a black one, just to make that value getting there. Like in order to get €10 discount, I had to spend like $25 or something like that. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's handy to me because they look sharp, and sometimes I know ships are a pain to remove, and this should help, I think, grabbing them. These were like, I don't know, $2 or $3, the both of them. So what else? So I bought these thingies as well. I got these thingies. So these are basically thermo switches. These are in fact 155 degrees. So basically when it reaches, this thing, it's a close contact. When it reaches to 155 degrees, it will open. And when it cools down, I believe it's 5 degrees, it will get back to the, or when it drops, so I'm not exactly what's the threshold on these, but it's to maintain a maximum of 155 degrees. So the idea is to change this big one. So this is a chamber heater for those that are not aware. So it's a 500 watt PTC heater with 2 fans in there, and this thing does exactly the same thing as this one, but it's much bigger. So, and this will make this whole unit quite a bit lower profile on the because we're gonna remove this thingy and put this pill basically. So yeah, You can also use these as reset fuses on the beds, but yeah, they are good because they are resettable, but they will keep the bed hot, while the usual ceramic fuses, they just fuse and you need to replace them. So when the fuse goes, if it's like an SSR failing or something like that, it's better to have the fuse. To be honest, I don't know yet, Nuno, because I built this as a prototype, because Lab 4450, our sponsor, don't forget to check them out, asked me if I would make them these aluminum plates, and sure, I said I would make them, and I wanted to build one to know everything would be fine. And yeah, probably I'm going to use this somewhere. I'm probably going to make the same one of these plates as well, but wider, so it can be attached on a trident on one of the edges. This one is made for the 2.4, which has these holes are going to be on the bed frame. So the two beams that are holding the bed, so these are on the right measurement to be there. So it's going to be like that with the fans pointing down. It's dying. So yeah, these thingies are to replace this thing in order to make it, to shrink it a little bit. Now, more stuff. So, a super filament dryer. Yeah, that was all. The music. I have music on my stream. Oh, okay. It's another music. Okay, so I was talking with Mark, and he's been building a Veltum. And the kit he bought from FISEC, he was missing one of the articulated arms that hold the head on the center, and he wasn't able to get any replacements anywhere else, because the BOM recommended are the FL Sun Q5 arms, and they were out of stock everywhere. And that actually made me think, well, maybe I should have some spares for mine. And instead of spending $35 on a set of 6, I decided to spend like 15 and buy the stuff for that's I can make at least 8 out of them. So I bought the carbon rods. Actually, they are tubes. And I bought these thingies. I have no idea, the ball joints, whatever. So I bought 15 of them. I think, yeah, 15 of them. So these are ball joints. So I'm gonna try to make my own. This is supposed to be filled with epoxy and glued together. Yeah, that's the idea at least. So yeah, I bought 15 of these thingies. I need to make a jig in order to make sure every arm will be the same length. It doesn't really the size of them doesn't really matter, like precisely. You can be out a few millimeters as long as they are all the same. That's fine. So I need to make a jig, and yeah, some epoxy glue, and we should be good. So that's the carbon tubes and the ball thingies. I have no idea how these are called. What more? This is garbage. So we are getting there. What's more in here? We have the cheap cameras. I bought 2 of them because they are cheap. And these I will continue in another stream. So this is the module I used in the in my nozzle cam. Oh well, the Chinese guys lasered out the sheep. Well, we can look it later, but they lasered out the sheep number. Yeah, this camera is awesome, to be honest. For the price, this thing costs $5 and it works extremely well for the purposes we need, at least. So why did I bought them? So the idea is I want to make a cam for my Tridex and get it always there, and probably for my Skyla later as well, and have it always there to align the nozzles when needed. So I bought these LEDs that were actually in there, but so these are supposed to be white LEDs. I haven't tested them yet, and they actually are clear, but they can be any color anyway. So the idea is to make a compact design and put the lighting, instead of the fancy ring lighting that I used on the under camera, like the lighting in there, because this thing, the module, focus, will you focus please? Well, it's focused enough. You guys can see the pads there. So it actually supports LEDs in here. We can solder them directly in there. And I need to test. That's why I bought 2, because I want to make some tests. And I believe these pads in here, or with these pads, we can control the LED brightness with PWM. So the idea is to assemble these, have the LEDs, and have this thing connected to a motherboard input, and actually be able to control the brightness and actually the lights. So when we set the macro to go and do the nozzle alignment, it can turn on automatically the lights with what brightness we want. That's the idea. I'm not saying it will work. I can make it work on a separate circuit, but I believe we can do it on this thingy. And yeah, and do a full automating camera on those printers. And since I don't know if you guys seen, but on my Tridex at least, I have to put the camera on the front of the bed in order to the nozzle to be able to the front of out of the bed. And since it's on the front side, I need the nozzle will be, and my bed is very thick. And this needs to be very close to the edge of the bed, like something like, let's say this is the bed. So the camera will need to be something like that. So it needs to be under the bed. I can't put it like this, otherwise I can't reach the nozzle to the center of the camera. So I also bought two lenses to test. So this is a 15mm lens, a pinhole lens, which I believe it's too much. We need to test that. And since the original one, it's a 3mm, 2.8 or 3mm focal length. And I also bought, so that's a 15, and this one it's a 6. I believe this one will be perfect. So this is a 6mm lens. I believe this will be just fine for what we need. In order to get more zoom, since I can't get the nozzle, yes, that will be if you, so this is a lens, you can just, well, supposedly it will. So you can replace this lens and put this one in. Supposedly should be the same threads. See? Let me sure I'm not cross-threading. Maybe I am. Plastic stuff, shiny stuff. Should be the same pitch. Yes, it's the same pitch. So probably I was just crossing. So the trick is to go backwards. There. Yeah. I'm gonna actually leave it there. So this one, it's twice the focal length, so I believe it will have enough zoom to get a clear picture of the nozzle hole we need. So yeah, we're gonna make a stream later. I'm gonna test it off camera, and when I have everything sorted, or we're gonna make another stream looking into that, because this is a project that really interests me. And since we can integrate the lighting, hopefully, and so integrating the lighting is awesome, because you can have Clipper controlling everything. You just press the micro go and align the nozzle, and it all goes there, light up with the brightness we want, and do the thingy, turn off the lights, and go away, and it's all done. So yeah, as I said, I bought two of them because they are so cheap, and since I'm gonna be playing with LEDs and PWM, I feel something can go wrong. So the LEDs as well. Now we are getting to the cool stuff. Well, for me, everything, all of this is cool. So, this thingy. Yeah, this thingy, I actually saw it on Temu, but I bought it on AliExpress because it was cheaper, of course. I'm a cheap guy. Well, I'm not a cheap guy. Let's say I don't like to pay more than I need to for something. So okay, I see. So this is the soldering iron tip cleaner. So you have sponges in here. This is heavy, which is cool, so it doesn't move. Well, it will move around, but it's kind of heavy. Oh, it's soft. So you have sponge. You can put some drops of water in here and it will inflate, which is very nice for the tip to clean the dirty. You have a copper shavings pad or whatever, so it's also good for cleaning. And in there you have a steel brush, but it's steel, but it's very fine wires, so it's not that hard on the iron tip, but will also be very nice to cleaning. So I bought one to test, but I'm definitely, now that I've seen it, they could be a little more generous on the shavings, but I guess copper is expensive. Maybe from other brand. This is Real Life. It's I like this brand very much for electronic stuff, and they are a blue collar thingy, so most of their stuff is blue. I'm not sure if there's another color. So this is called Real Life RL. The model is RL599C. Let's see if we can focus here. Focus, bitch. Okay, she doesn't want to. And this is cheap. This costs like $4 or something like that. I'm not even put it on a box because I like it. So this thingy, this is a clone. So this is a solder sucking device. I don't know how to call it because that's what I call it. It's a solder sucking device. So it sucks solder. It's a clone from the engineer one. The engineer one, I heard it's very nice. It's very good. I don't know because I never had one. And why do I like this one? It's small. Yeah, I have some old ones, but these work very well. I like this one especially because of this type one. I have another one like this, just like this one. You've probably seen it on other streams. So this is my old one. And this is the new one because again I needed to make some cost, and I saw this was from Temu as well, and I really like this one because of the silicone tip, which seals very well, handles the temperature very well, and they actually send you 2 pieces of replacement tube. You can just cut it to the length you want, and they will seal very well against the PCB or whatever. You can get there without melting the plastic very nicely, and if you force it, you will even deform the silicone but not burn it. It will seal and suck very well the solder. So yeah, I like it very much, and this was super cheap. Like the engineer one, I believe it cost about $40. My clone cost like $12, and this one cost like $3. And it feels very, very well. It holds the. You can see I put it. It's vacuum, and when I lift it up, it will actually lose all the vacuum. Very nice for the price. I advise you, if you don't have one, these are very handy if you work on some kind of PCBs or electronics. We're gonna test it soon. So other thing, this one I saw it was from Temu as well, very cheap. It cost like $7-8, something like that. And I also saw it from the guy that bought the microscope, and I found it really cool because sometimes I need to do some small repairs and I don't feel like pushing a cord, or it's on a funny place where you don't have power and you need to push a cord and you have to grab the soldering iron or the soldering station or whatever to do just a small soldering job of a small wire. Need to be small stuff, keep in mind. So I saw this soldering kit, the soldering iron kit, which is battery powered, super light. I don't even know what battery this thing has on it. I haven't charged it, so I know it works because I tested earlier. And it uses I believe these are C115 tips. So this thing, it's all in one. It has the tip, the resistor, the heater, and the actual temperature sensor. So if your heater dies, you just throw away the tip and you get a new one. Actually, I advise to get new another tips, because this is just a conic type. Let me see if I can show it on the other camera. Is it camping? Nope. So let me focus it right there. So it's a conic type, just a simple, it's very fine. To be honest, you see against my wrinkles on my hand, it's very small. You can do precision work with it, and you can get it even smaller, but I recommend the knife type or the we call it the bull type as well, tips. You can get a set of tips, well, actually for more than the soldering iron cost, but anyway, this is good stuff. I have one of my soldering irons on my bench, the good ones, uses these tips, so I have spares, but I bought a set of spares anyway. I haven't received it yet, but yeah. So this thing, it's very easy to operate. You just insert it in, make sure it goes all the way. There's a bit of resistance in the end. That's when you make sure it's all the way plugged in. Then you press, it has a display on it. You hold it a little bit, I guess, yes. And it will start eating. You have some presets from 260. I'm not sure if it's showing on the, oh, it's smoking already. So yeah, from 250 to 260, 300, 340, 380, and 420. Let's leave it on 300. And it's smoking. So it has a little handle, a little older maybe. You have also a sponge. You need to put some water in this to inflate. Actually, I don't like it, it's round, so it does this, which is not the best for a soldering iron, but yeah. Let's put a piece of water in here. See, it will inflate like that. Just with some drops, you don't need to go. And then you can just clean it. And it will dry up. When it dries, the foam will go all the way. Yeah, that one works way better, as it's supposed. So when you put it on the holder, you should put it on this collar here on the back, so you are not sucking. Oh, it has light as well. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but it has some lighting in there. You don't go blind with it, so don't worry. It comes with some solder, which is super sick and probably the worst solder in the world, but... And some rosin. High quality rosin. So this is flux, but it's hard one, which we're gonna test it later. So we're gonna test this in a minute. I'm gonna shut it down for now because I don't know how is the battery. There's no battery indicator, so there's that. But hey, this thing cost the TS-101. I heard about them, I never tried them. But yeah, this thing costs like $8. So you can't go wrong. But we're gonna test it. I haven't tested it yet. I'm not saying this is worth $8 because I haven't tested it yet. I don't even know if it melts solder. So, but we're gonna test it in a minute. So this thing, it's very cool. And I'm not even sure if I'm gonna show it working. How much costs one of those TS 100s, 101s? What's the cost of them? I know of them. I know how they look like. $50, okay, that's not bad. Because I never even thought of buying one, so I know of them. I've seen many people using them. I've seen many people saying good things about them, but I never tried them. And for 50 or $70, for 70 euros, you can buy one of these. One of these stations with hot air and soldering iron with 900 series tips, which are very, very, very common. So you have all sorts of tips. And the heaters are also available. And you have hot air in case of you needing do some reflow work or some ship removal or whatever. And yeah, that's why the TS-100 or 101s or whatever are not very appealing to me. Because for a bit more you can get a soldering station, basically. So anyway, this thing, I know what it looks like. It looks like a crack pipe or whatever, but it's not. So this thing is very cool, and I'm just gonna say how it works. It's very cool. So let's say you have a PCB to repair, and you don't own a thermal camera. and you know how to repair stuff, but you don't know the thermal camera. Thermal cameras are very expensive. Now it's coming to better prices, but they are still expensive. And this thing costs $8. So how this works is so this goes in here. This is as a battery. So you put a piece of rosin, which actually comes on this iron, like that. You break a piece. This thing is solid. You break a little piece, and you put it on here. And here, there's an heater. You put it there. You have the thingy they send to carve a piece of rosin. Let's try to... I'm not gonna show it in actual action. Okay. This thing... Okay. I never done this. I only bought this for the fun, to be honest. Okay, you break a piece like that. You put it there. Shit, I lost a piece. You put it there. You put in the thingy. And I believe from the instructions I need to press this thingy 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I broke it? Okay. Ah, okay. So you see the smoke in there. When the smoke starts to come out, you put it on a PCB. Let me grab a PCB. So I'm pressing the button and I'm using the PCB. And we're gonna check it later on the microscope. But basically the PCB will be whitey. And maybe this is not the adequate resin. Anyway, the PCB will be whitey and we can see it under the microscope. And if you apply, and then if you apply current, or when you are fixing where is a short, the component that is shorted will heat up. And since the PCB will be all whitey, that particular part that will heat up will be clear, and you'll know exactly where the short circuit is. From that being clear in all the whitey stuff. It's really fun. I never used one. I've seen videos of people using them, and it's cheap enough, so I bought one just to try it out. And yeah, that's just it. So the PCB will be all foggy, and the part that's sitting up will melt because the foggy stuff, it's the atomized rosin, and it will basically melt that layer of rosin, and you'll know just where is the problem. It's cool stuff. And like I said, it was cheap enough to to buy and just test. I also bought 2 extra heaters, so these are the heaters. This is the part that usually goes bad. And yeah, that's the charger. This is very specific stuff. I'm pretty sure not many people is used to it, but it's nice to know there's this kind of stuff around to play with, and you don't need a super expensive thermal camera to actually find out. Alcohol will work just fine as well. You need more temperature for the alcohol to evaporate than this, but it also works fine. So now the main container, oh fuck, I forgot this one. The main contestant, not container, the main contestant for this thingy. Actually, I'm gonna sit. I'm a little tired. Let me put the PCB away. So the digital microscope. So this thingy costed 20 bucks. No, sorry. 45 euros, about 50 bucks. The price was 55 euros. I got it because it was a more than 50 bucks. I had a coupon for 10 bucks, so it cost me 45 euros. And when I saw the box at my door, I was already impressed, to be honest. Hey Luis, how are you? And as I said, for the weight and the box itself, I was already impressed, because I wasn't expecting this thingy. It has a manual with actually instructions in several languages, which from a Chinese product, I haven't read it, but it looks decent. It's not a military grade Chinglish, but yeah, it looks actually well written. Properly packed, as you guys can see here. It's decently packed, very decently packed, decently well made. I have the, yeah, it's down. Cleaning stuff. There's the cable. You can connect for charging, because this thing is battery operated. But you can also connect it to the PC to get the picture. It has a freaking remote. To take pictures and video and menu and whatsoever. I haven't tried it, actually. It comes with an extra screw, I believe, because as far as I know, it only needs 4 screws to assemble, and it comes with 5. At least mine came. Which is awesome. Usually it's one less, not one more. One extra. So this is the arm. Properly, I'm impressed, I must say. I'm super, super impressed. For lifting up and down the thingy. You have a brake in here, so you tighten it You tighten it and you can't rotate it anymore. It's proper heavy, not super heavy, but it's solid. You can see it's solid. Now the base is in 3 pieces and it's proper heavy. They put a proper steel sheet in here, and this thing it's like 3 millimeters at least, 3 millimeters thick. So this thing it's heavy. This thing weighs close to a kilo, I think. Let's check. Where is the scale? Okay, let me take this out. Okay, so without the silicone sheet, it's 610 grams, 800 grams with the we can. Okay, let me try to. Can I hold it? Yeah, you guys need to trust me. It's 792 grams. So yeah, this thing is proper heavy. I'm not sure. Let me try just to check if these screws are proper tightened. Where is my proper? Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, so this thing, it's in 3 parts, as I said. So these will go together like that, and it's a proper fitting. You need to do some force to put it together so it doesn't move up or down. Same story on this side. This is not made to many assemble, disassemble processes. It's supposed to be all together. I shouldn't be putting it all together, but I will for you guys. So let me clean up my surface here. It has rubber feet. It sits well enough. So it comes, so this goes there. Now we need to put the screws under it. So this is supposed to get 4 screws, as I said, and they sent actually 5. Okay. See ya, Beanie. I should be wrapping this up soon as well. Maybe half an hour more. Because I have to go make some stuff still. This was supposed to be a short stream, but the Milo and CNC stuff drive me a little bit off topic. So this thingy just goes in there, clicky. It has a removal button here. Pretty dope. Moves up and down. Now it's probably the time to change to the other camera. So this is a silicone mat, so you can solder as you want in here, you won't melt it. It has proper fitting pads. You guys can see here these holes, and there's actually holes on the pad as well, so it will fit just fine. So let me change camera. No. See? Proper cool. Don't tell me it doesn't have oh, okay. You need to hold it a little bit. And there you are. So you have a focus in here. Come on. Okay. My camera is proper dying. We can try to add the image in the computer in a minute. Okay, let me focus it. Proper nice. So this is a printed part. We can get so electronics PCB. Let me refocus because this one it's a little higher. You see, it's not laggy. And the quality, it's more than enough to work with. The only thing I don't really like, this is the minimal zoom it has. It's a little too high zoom if you ask me, because you can go really close. See, there's just a solder blob. So that's a very small capacitor somewhere. See what? So I'm gonna put the tip of a tweezer there. Where is it? It should be somewhere. Yeah, somewhere there. See the tip of, that's the tip of the tweezer. So yeah, it's a little bit the minimal zoom, which is all the way up. It's a little too little, if you ask me, or too high, better saying. It would be nicer to have less zoom. It's a decent height from the Yeah. Need to buy a new camera. I've been saying that for months though, but... So it's like... Where is my small ruler? That's the big one. Here's a small. So we are talking about 8 centimeters. Yeah, about 8 centimeters from the floor. It's workable. It would be nice if it was a little higher, but I mean, that's $50, man. I mean, a few years ago you couldn't get the screen for $50. 7-inch screen, which is more than enough. What? Let me get something more like this RAM, which has smaller components on it. That's I believe, yeah, that's a 402 capacitor there. I mean, let me grab, I think I have in here. Yes. Where's the tweezers? So this is an 805 resistor, which is freaking small. So this is an 805, which is small enough already, if you ask me. And look at the size difference. What else can I put there to make some perspective, to create some perspective? A piece of filament, maybe. Yeah, this should work. So that's a piece of filament there. Yeah, I think it's very, 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 very nice. Let me try to connect it to the computer. I haven't tried that yet. I think I have a longer cable there. Yeah. Grab a... Well, actually, it was there, but I was messing with my shop today. So everything is on the proper place. For a few hours at least. Let's see if I can... Okay. Everything is touch in here. Let's use PC camera. Okay, so with PC camera, we lose the screen. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Okay, let me try to add a new video capture device. Let's put micro. Accept. And now USB camera. Oh, there he is. Let's put it custom. High resolution. Accept. So yeah. I'm just focusing it better. Look at that. As sharp as it can be. Let me move it to the... Where is it? Oh, it's here. Yeah. Yeah, better colors on the computer. The screen colors, it's not the best, but come on. 45 bucks. That's a piece of filament there. So yeah, this thing is more than enough. If someone wants to get into microelectronics and doesn't want to spend a kidney. So yeah, these would work just fine for the hobby use. Just fine. Oh, what happened? I think no. I think the battery went down. It shut down. I don't know why, but it shut down. I'm not sure about the battery because there's no battery indicator. But yeah, that's just fine. And the light is dimmable by touch. Main camera. So in here you can control the lighting of the LEDs. And let's check if the remote works. Supposedly I only need to remove this guy. Okay, I don't know because I'm connected from the... Yeah, let me disconnect it from the... Yeah. Oh, actually there's a battery there on the corner. That's a battery sign. I don't know why it... Oh, probably because it timed out? Let's check. Yeah, the remote control works. Auto power off. No, it's off. I don't know. So yeah, you can put a SD card, not an SD card, trans flash card, the small one. There you can take pictures, you can make videos. It's really cool. I like it very much. It's way better than I was expecting for the price. And yeah, what can I say? We can try now, since I have to solder some LEDs. We can try the soldering iron. on an LED. Let me grab. Where is the? Should be here. Oh, okay. Where is my? Okay, I have an LED in there. What is my fixture? Oh, it's here. Well, for now we're gonna try just to melt some solder on it. So this one will do the job. These will do the job just fine. Jesus, we don't even see the old LED in there. So this is NeoPixel, and you can't even put the whole LED in the frame. Okay, let's power on our super amazing soldering iron. Let's see if this thing can melt some solder. So this is lead-free solder, which it's not ideal to test this soldering iron, but yeah. Come on. It's not fair to the soldering iron, but let's try it anyway. Actually, I'm gonna do 340 degrees on this one. Well, I'm gonna do 420 since I use 400 on the one on my bench. It's only fair if I do... Hey Mustafa, how are you, my friend? Okay, it says 420 already. So let's take a look. Oh yeah, just fine. Let me... Just fine. Yeah, this is a battery power, a cheap one. A very cheap one. We were doing some testing of new tools in here today. It was a bit different stream. Yeah, it handles it just fine. So yeah, this little iron handles it. So this is solder-free, lead-free solder, which is a little tough or tougher on irons, and this little guy handles it just fine. And you see, there's the tip compared to the. Let's put a little more solder on this guy. compared to the pad. It's a precise tip. So yeah. Yeah. I'm actually, this thing cost $8, man. $8 freaking. Are you kidding? It came on a box. It came on a box like this with an holder like this. A little holder. And I don't want to burn myself. It uses C115 C115 tips, which are fully integrated. You have the heater, the tip, and the sensor, the temperature sensor, all in one. I mean, it does feel cheap. Let's be honest. It's cheap. It needs to feel cheap. Not $8, $12. It cost $12. But it cost $12, man. It came on a box. I mean, the box itself, it costs like what? $2? It has a USB cable, more $1. Rosin, the cheap support. I couldn't make this one for $2. And it has the iron steel, which has a battery somewhere. Doesn't feel like it has a battery, but it has. I mean, it has to feel cheap. Yes, it feels cheap. It's lightweight, it's plastic, it's round. It has a screw showing, but I mean, come on, for the price. And with shipping, if I go to the post office tomorrow and send this to China at the lowest cost rate, it will cost me more than the what I freaking paid for it. Well, yes, I don't know about how much, but you can connect the USB cable to the power supply, and you can work directly from it. So yeah, this was from Temu. Actually, it wasn't from AliExpress. It was from Temu, but I'm pretty sure AliExpress sets it on the same price or closer to it. But come on. It works. It was a surprise to me that it worked, to be honest. And what I like it more, it's because it's the full cartridge, so you can actually buy these thingies, which has everything pretty much: the heater, the sensor, and the actual tip. It's in here. So you buy, when you replace the tip, you replace the whole thing. So it's the more normal stuff to break, it's the actual heater. So when you replace the tip, you replace everything. So yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with it. Is it? Yeah, it's cold enough already. So yeah, I don't know what to say more. I'm not advising you guys to buy this by any means. I mean, if you buy it, it's not a bad buy. I only bought it because of the price, of course, and even comes with instructions. In several languages. Oh, it has a low battery warning. When it's low battery, it shows LO on the screen. This one is funny. Automatic sleep mode after 10 minutes, shut down in 5 minutes. So I assume it goes in sleep mode after 10 minutes and it shuts down after 5 minutes in sleep mode, right? Should be. Well, let's be honest. Another CG. What can we expect more? I mean, where is my phone? And even the microscope. The microscope cost 45 euros. A few years ago, you couldn't buy the screen alone. This is a 7-inch screen, and honestly, it looks like, if it's not 1080p, well, it shouldn't be, but it's freaking. I can't see the pixels, the individual pixels, which is good enough. If you can see the pixels, it's good enough. You don't need more. And it's solid, man. This thingy feels solid. It feels super solid. If I'm honest, I would pay more than, now that I know it and that I felt it, I would pay more than $100 for. If I needed a microscope, I would pay $150 for this thingy. Yeah, I would pay, know the performance it has, I would pay $150 for this microscope. And it came out for $45 or $50, 45 euros. It's about $50. It feels super solid, it's heavy, it's well done, battery power, works well, hopefully for many time. It has a decent base with some boxes in here where you can store screws or whatever. It has several pockets in here. Some of them has magnets on it. I believe, no, not this one, not this one. This one has magnets. This one as well. So, yeah. What can I say? This one, no. It has some sort of holes in here. I assume you can put in the, like the small screwdrivers. Yeah. Silicone mat. So you can solder in here. It won't damage the surface. It has a pocket here for saving the position of the screws if you need to. Not magnet in here as well. Just these two pockets are magnet. This one I absolutely recommend. This one I can't not recommend it, but I won't recommend it if you need to solder all day with it, of course. But if you need to do some small, oh shit, I need to the wire on my printer broke and I need to push a cord and go grab the soldering station on whatever just to solder the wire or whatsoever. I think this is the solution. You just grab the battery thingy and go there, do the repair and put it away. So what can I say more? For the price, I say yeah. There are some more expensive ones. Actually, I considered to buy. I bought this one because of the price and because where I saw the guy I saw showing this microscope, showed also this iron, and I know the guy. The guy is awesome, YouTuber. He's a great technician, a repairman, a great repairman. And he showed it on video, and I was like, no way, that can't be so good as he's saying. But it is so good as he's saying, because he got his for free, and actually Temu even gave him another one, a second one for free. And okay, that's always a little, when you get stuff for free to make a video from, I know they all say, oh, I'm saying what I'm thinking, but you always get a step back. This was bought with my own money. Temu didn't send me anything or gave me anything to do this. I'm not doing a review. I bought this item and I'm saying what I think about it. And it's absolutely perfect. AliExpress also has it. It costs about $75 on AliExpress, which is cheap for the performance it has. Trust me, if you need a microscope, if you do some small repairs and you're considering buying a microscope, I definitely recommend it. It's more than enough for what you need. I'm actually thinking I can even do, maybe I can do, because we have more room to go, always going up and down. Okay. Here. Okay, here is down. So we have a lot more room to go up. So I assume if I do a spacer for this thingy, so I can lift the whole unit a little more, like, I don't know, maybe do several to test. I believe we can gain some space to work with and actually get some zoom out we actually need. So that's a mod I believe I can try to make. So just a spacer to get the column higher. If I get the column higher, I'm gonna get everything higher. At least I believe you can get away with 2 centimeters at least. So, and we get more space, and it will be even a better unit. But yeah, other than that, I can't say anything. It's great already. Can connect it to the computer to have a bigger screen if you don't like this screen. It has battery operated, so you can move it away. You can get it to somewhere to just check something without even bothering connecting wires or power with it. So yeah, what can I say? I only can say good things, because I have nothing bad to say. The only thing I would like, it's actually have less zoom, but it's not the end of the world. Like we show, I couldn't even put the old LED in there. The old LED doesn't fit in the screen. So that's a NeoPixel there. And we are full out. So yeah, I think that's it for today. And it was a different stream, but I hope you guys learn anything. We have some good arguments, some nice tools, nice new tools, which is always great. New tools, even if they are repeated tools, are always new tools, it's always good, at least for me. I always loved tools since I was a kid. Since I was a little kid, I remember my father bought me my first toolbox when I was like 5 years old or something like that. I would prefer a tool over a toy every day of the week. So tools for me are toys. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. You got something from some good information from what I showed here. Good stuff, in my opinion. For like this is exactly what I like. Good stuff for decent price that do the job just fine. That's my name. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for standing by me and putting with my shit. I see you guys. So I'm gonna start printing stuff finally for the Micron, hopefully tomorrow. So next week we should start the Micron build. And yeah, don't forget, link in the description for the Discord if you guys are not in there yet. Check out our sponsor, Lab 4450. I haven't talked too much about them today, but they are always present for me, so check them out if you guys need some good quality stuff. It's a Portuguese web store, but they ship all over the world. Quality stuff. And yeah, again, thank you for watching. Good night, everyone, and see you guys next time. And have fun and take care.